It's amazing when you go back and read about men who preached 40, 50 years, some even far beyond that. And some of the things that they said and warned about, and consider that in light of the day and age in which we live. And if it was true in their day, they could have only seen hints of it, the beginnings of it. The concerns that they had have become full-blown. Listen to what A.W. Tozer had to say about what he saw, a trend, a change. He said, "The new cross does not slay the sinner, it redirects him. It gears him into a cleaner and jollier way of living and saves his self-respect. To the self-assertive it says, 'Come and assert yourself for Christ.' To the egotist it says, 'Come and do your boasting in the Lord.' To the thrill seeker it says, 'Come and enjoy the thrill of Christian fellowship.'" He says the Christian's message is slanted in the direction of the current vogue in order to make it acceptable to the public. And there's always this pressure, because no preacher preaches without an audience. And we're living in a day where people are wanting their ears tickled. And there's pressure to water down the message, to try and take the offense out of the message. But if you're going to be a faithful preacher, it's not your option. You can't change the message. You have to be faithful to the message, and you will be judged by God according to how faithful you've been with the message that's been entrusted to you. Now, we can work as hard as we can that we're not offensive ourselves in the way we deliver this message, but we can't take away the offense, because the preaching of the cross is foolishness to those who do not believe it. So, pressures, and good men cave in. When the deacon board rallies itself and says, "We're done hearing this expositional preaching. We didn't have it before, and the church was doing fine, and how you've come and people have left, and you either change or you're out." Well, what's a preacher going to do then? Most preachers have a wife. Most preachers have children. Gee, I've got to feed my family. What do? I've got to go back to my study and repackage this message and become more palatable and softer, and it's challenging. Again, I want you to listen to what Tozer had to say. He says, "The old cross is a symbol of death. It stands for the abrupt, violent end of a human being. The man in Roman times who took up his cross and started down the road had already said goodbye to his friends. He was not coming back. He was going out to have his life ended. The cross made no compromise, modified nothing, spared nothing. It slew all of the man completely and for good. It did not try to keep on good terms with its victim. It struck cruel and hard, and when it had finished its work, the man was no more." No, we don't retain our life as we had it before. And if we think we do, then we haven't been converted. We haven't been saved. Listen to what John MacArthur says. "Becoming a Christian means being sick of your sin, longing for forgiveness and rescue from present evil and future hell, and affirming your commitment to the Lordship of Christ to the point where you are willing to forsake everything. It isn't just holding up your hand or walking down an aisle and saying, 'I love Jesus.' It is not easy. It is not user-friendly. It is not seeker-sensitive. It isn't a rosy, perfect world where Jesus gives you whatever you want. It's hard, it's sacrificial, and it supersedes everything." That's the real truth. That's the message we do not want to reshape and repackage because people prefer a softer message.